What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Absolute Auction Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Miner. With me is my good co-worker from the Face Off Sports Network, Jake Graff. Jake, what's going on, man? You know, we've been working together all these years, and here I finally get face to face for the very first time after 2 or 3 years working together. What's going on, bud?
Yeah, no, it's been a while. No, I'm glad to be here. Been trying to get on for a long time. Usually you're doing these, and I'm like right there, and then I fall asleep on the couch like right beforehand, trying to get either my 3-year-old or my 1-year-old to sleep. So tonight, my wife was able to put him to bed. I'm here. I'm excited. It's been a while. I haven't been on. I don't think I've done a pod in like 3 years now. So looking forward to it. And this is going to be an interesting one with this PFF mock because yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you're be knocking off the rust here, so don't worry. Don't feel like you screw up or anything because we all do, no matter what. I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I still have the stutter words. But we're doing a rookie mock draft tonight with the mock draft based off the newest draft that came off PFF's website to today on Monday night or Monday afternoon from their analyst experts. I liked it because it has a lot of controversy to it because it seems like every year we always think that NFL draft's going to go a certain way, and I like to see it when it goes the wrong way. And PFF had a nice 7-round mock draft, and we're going to base all these picks on that draft. And this draft is 4 rounds, 12 teams, PPR Superflex with a tight end premium. So let's get it kicked off here, guys. And with the first pick, Gavin is on the clock right now. And I'm not going to be surprised at Ashton Genty, and it is.
Yeah, that was obvious.
So they have Genty going to the Miami Dolphins at pick 13. How do you feel about that one, Jake, looking at it?
I think there's a non-zero chance that he goes there. I don't think it's going to happen. They just took, what's his name, Achane, 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, and Jalen Wright last season.
Yeah, Jalen Wright last season. I mean, I know they let go of Mostert, but Genty and Mostert are not the same person at all. So I just don't see it. If they're going to grab a running back, they're not going to grab one in the first round. They're going to wait till maybe the 3rd or 4th round at the earliest. They have other much bigger needs. And Hampton was my guy at 3. I didn't think Rob would take him there. That was a good pick. Damn.
Hampton? Yeah. Because they picked Hampton going to the Denver Broncos, which is a sweet landing spot right now. If the Denver Broncos do get Omari Hampton, I love that pick a lot. I almost feel like that 102 pick is better than the 101 pick with. But I don't understand how Miami gets him at 13. They have to trade up somehow. Because there's no way he's falling to 13 in my mind.
No, and in reality, he's probably not going to fall past 6 with the Raiders.
No, exactly.
But all right, if that's the case, I wasn't going to do this, but guess I have to.
You're going wide receiver. Oh,
I'm going
Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Why'd you go Cam Ward so early?
Well, I mean, Superflex quarterbacks reign supreme. I have also been following Ward since he was at Incarnate Ward, and I think he's tough. I think he's smart. Maybe he holds onto the ball a little bit too long sometimes, but I think personally, he's going to be good. Maybe never like a top 5 QB, but I think he's going to be a very solid top 15, top 12 regular, fantasy quarterback.
So a low in QB1, high in QB2, somewhere in that range for you?
Basically, yeah. And like I said, in Superflex, quarterbacks reign supreme. And I also just have a hope that he proves everybody wrong and is just like this awesome, kind of come out of nowhere quarterback. So
I'm with you on that too. I hope he actually does good. I mean, the 1-on-1s have actually not been that bad, but like this is a bad year to have the number 1 pick and needing quarterback because it just seems like you're looking like it's starting to look like the backs of like Jameis Winston and those type of like quarterbacks who everyone thought was going to be really good and then they never came out to be anything at all.
Yeah.
Besides, backups in the NFL, and it's like if you're drafting a backup at that high at 103 for you, I just hope it doesn't turn into a backup. I actually hope it turns into an NFL star. Even though I think what people will knock on him is he doesn't have the rushing capabilities like Sanders does. So that's why I actually like Sanders more than I do like Cam Ward.
Really, I'm actually surprised to hear you say that Sanders has rushing up capability because, like when I was watching him, last year, it seemed like his his rushing more was like, like, oh God, someone's going to kill me. Not necessarily I'm going to run because I want to. It was more like a survival mechanism. And I never would call it really running. I would call it more like scrambling. But
he definitely won the scramble.
Yeah. Ryan, big pick here.
I know. And I think I'm going to get hit it with the homer, but I don't know if I'm ready to do it yet. This is tight end premium. I still have 20 seconds left. I don't know if I can do it, though. I'm just not – I can't do it. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to be cute. But –
no one would fault you because I think I know what you're talking about.
But I'm gonna go the other way. I'm going to go Travis Hunter.
Okay.
Just because I think he has such high upside. Ted McMillan, Emeka Egbuka went ahead of him. For him to be the wide receiver 3 off the board, I am happy to get that right now. I was actually thinking running back at that spot. Like I was looking at Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah.
But his pass pro, I think, is it's going to kill him. So I don't think he's really going to be that great on a team right now.
Yeah.
Caleb Johnson still has some landing spot issues. I mean, if he does land at the Bears, which that's what this says, it is great. But I feel like Travis Hunter has the most upside as of right now, especially if Joe Flacco starts. That's why I really like Travis Hunter, because Joe Flacco can tend to throw these players open. And Hunter, I mean, if he can play both sides of the ball, I mean, you can get some IDP points on that too. So it's like a double dip. It's like the Oshanti of fantasy football now.
Is this an IDP league? I wasn't aware of that. I would have taken.
No, it's not. It's not IDP league, but I wonder how it would work in an IDP league with him, because if he declares as a wide receiver and he's drafted as one, I won't forget IDP points.
I was gonna say I know some guys who play in an IDP league, and they've been talking about him going 101 or 102, just because of the possibility. I still think that is incredibly irresponsible, just because the college game and the NFL game are so different, so much faster. Everybody's faster, everybody's better, everybody's stronger. I just don't see him at 188 pounds lasting, playing both sides of the ball.
No, he's too small, and go like you have to remember too. Like he went against that Big 12 conference, and they don't know how to play defense that well. And the way he was able to catch the ball, like he was stellar on offense, but like defense, he did very good. And all those snaps he played, it's like you can't do that at the next level. It's going to be near impossible. Like the Big 12 going to the NFL is a huge step. Like some people like Big 10, SEC, those are harder divisions, harder conferences to play in. The Big 12, I just feel like it's kind of like a step back to those guys. So I think he'd actually have a tougher challenge of trying to be a corner. I see him being more, I'd say 70, 80% wide receiver, 20%, maybe like he'd be like what would it be, like a cornerback 3, but basically like a nickel type of corner trying to play on defense. Basically be like last minute type of thing, like 2-minute defense type of thing.
Yeah. So question, what do you think about Milroe going there at 201?
So Jalen Milroe, I think that's a little early just because they have him also going early in this draft. They had him going to 34 to the New York Giants right at the beginning of round 2. I like the player. I don't know if I like the landing spot because it's hard to say that he has a rushing upside, but I feel like this is more of a sit and a develop type of play, as you're trying to basically put more of the trust into Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston over Jalen Milroe. So he'd be like the QB3 on the team here. I feel like that was a little early. In my mind, how about you, Jake? Do you feel the same thing, or do you think that was?
So if I got Hampton at 3, I was going to take Milroe at 203, to be honest. Because I agree.
Over Dart?
Yes, over Dart, and I'll explain why. Because I don't like the landing spot in this mock at the Giants, because realistically, if this season doesn't go well, then Dable and Shane are gone, right? Mm-hmm. And the QB3 on a team like that with a new coaching staff coming in is not an ideal thing to be. Although obviously Wilson and Winston probably won't be there next year either. But I think Milroe is going to benefit from the current downfall of Anthony Richardson. Right now, Anthony Richardson, I still think has a ton of potential. Right, he hasn't even played a full season in the NFL. Combined over everything. So I think Milroe will get the chance to sit, like Ballard came out and said a couple weeks ago, like, I can't believe we played him so soon. So I like Milroe because he's got the upside. He's got a cannon attached to his right arm or to his right shoulder. And I think if he can fix his mechanics, which history has shown just in the last 5-6 years that can be fixed easily, I think he could be very, very good.
Oh, yeah. That's it. That capability shows. I mean, like, if you look at Jalen Milroe, do you remember, like, I liked him year prior, and looking at him the year prior, he actually looked good based on the offensive line. He had a very good offensive line in 2023. 2024, he was actually really scrambling for his life.
Yeah, it's true.
And like he had the rushing touchdowns, but he had a lot of more interceptions. So I think he's being very gutsy with the ball, and maybe if he learns how to be more patient and not trying to just throw it, I think he'll be better off. And maybe with Aaron Glenn being at the helm and there at the Jets, maybe it can help him. So it's a wait and see type of thing.
Well, in this mock, he went to the Giants.
Oh, it was the Giants. I'm sorry. I get the New York teams, backward.
Yeah, they're all the same.
My bad. Yeah,
sorry,
same
New York
stadium.
fans. Sorry, New York fans. They're all the same.
And like me, like at the 2-7, and this is one thing I'm gonna be skeptical about. So everyone's gonna tell you, running backs are gonna be your main priority. So if I tell you that, and every other podcast usually tells you that, guess what everyone else is doing? They're drafting running backs early. So you're going to be getting some good values at wide receiver, I feel like. And this is the time to attack those values because not everyone can draft running back. Like, you can't have 12 running backs go in the top 12. That's impossible. I mean, it's not impossible. You can do that, but you're not going to do that. So I feel like some of these running backs are going to be pushed so high that's going to push value in these wide receivers and tight ends, including Tyler Warren and Colson Loveland, to actually possibly move up for you because some of these people are going to be reaching for these running backs in hope of something actually happening with them.
Yeah, absolutely. This year is an interesting draft in that it is so running back heavy, but it is going to push some of these receivers down. Like I hope I'm not in any leagues with anybody in here that's watching this, although the amount of leagues I'm in, I can guarantee you I am. If I don't leave every draft with at least one share of Jack Besh or Jalen Noel, I'm going to be very, very upset. And so far this one, I've struck out on both. I'm actually going to grab – so I grabbed Devin Neal last time just because they need a running back down there. I'm going to grab Mason Taylor right here.
Nice. I like that Mason Taylor pick a lot.
Yeah, he's big, he's fast, and he's got the pedigree. He's got Jason Taylor dad and Zach Thomas uncle. Like, he's got a lot.
I was one pick away from Trey Harris, and I got sniped.
Well, you like Trey? Tell me about Trey Harris. I'm skeptical on Trey Harris. I see him as this year's Quentin Johnston, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's very highly productive at Ole Miss, and he was able to do it even without Quinshon Judkins there this season.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's hard to say if it's a product of Jackson Dart or did he make Jackson Dart good. It's like we've had that happen where some wide receivers actually make a quarterback look better than what they really are, or vice versa. But I feel like this would be a nice receiver, especially for Green Bay Packers, because they never take any wide receivers this early. This is a second-round wide receiver, and seeing someone like this. But
they did take Christian Watson, and we've seen how that's worked out.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, it works out.
Yeah,
but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Oh, so give me Quentin Ears. Hang on, let me pause that.
We were chatting. Sorry.
I was chatting on it. I suck. People are gonna be all mad.
No, one thing I will say is that Trey Harris, the production he had in just 8 games last season was unreal. 8 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards on 56 catches. Like that's ridiculous.
But he's also a great deep threat.
He is. I feel like that's all he really is a straight line deep threat.
Yeah, but he's the one he can high point a ball better than most can.
He's 6'4". He's massive.
Yeah, I mean, like X receivers aren't really like a thing anymore. Like no one really wants them in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
But like for him, I think this would be a great position, especially for the way the defenses in the NFC North have been building up. So like my Detroit Lions have been getting corners and safeties. The Bears have been bolstering their defense. The Vikings have a bolstered defense. So like you need to put out weapons out there to actually go up against these type of offenses. So why not put someone out there who can high point the ball? No one better out there right now than Trey Harris because what's his competition really there in Green Bay?
No, it's fair.
So it gave me Quinn Ewers at that pick because we were sitting there chit chatting and I didn't want to stop it. Let me see where he went real quick.
I didn't even see where he went in this draft. Hang on.
He probably went later than I'm thinking.
241 to the Texans.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I went.
Well, who would have you taken there?
Who would I've taken there? Goddamn, who's available? I probably would have went Damian Martinez.
That's fair.
I just think he's more of he's like the James Conner type of running back, and I like that kind of running back a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like that, but it's like, well, I like fantasy points, so you got to look at it more like that.
Yeah.
So and he, and then Martinez ended up going at the 312, so I would have taken him at 37. So within that range, I feel like it would have been a better pick. But yeah, Quinn Ewers definitely went there at the 3-7. That's my fault for talking.
Yeah,
but that's what I get for hosting stuff and then trying to talk at the same time. So, my bad, people. My bad. But, yeah, there's definitely a lot of better players. And I feel like we're going to get a lot more values in these rookie drafts this year, especially after the second round. Like, I wouldn't think it's very heavy running backs. And like we already said, like it's going to push value down on certain wide receivers and tight ends. So I think getting to some of these other players is going to be better. So maybe trying to trade your third and fourth rounders to trade up and get someone, I think would be a better situational pick for anyone out there.
Yeah, well, I listened to a pod from the Ringer a while back, and they did an interesting. I think it was the Ringer. I listened to a ton of them, and they did an interesting breakdown of the percentage of accuracy based on the round. Right, it was broken down like early, mid, later round picks. Mm-hmm. And basically in the third or fourth round, it's basically impossible to get to find any like viable fantasy options. And obviously we've all found one or two over the years, but yeah, generally speaking, if you can, kind of trade out of those spots, package a few of them together to move up, or even something adding a sweetener, it's usually a good idea.
Yeah, like I've been trying to like package all my second, third, and fourth rounders to try to just move up to the first.
Yeah.
Just to even move up stronger first, I would at least get 2 first round picks. Because I feel once you get past like pick 10, I feel like it's like a huge drop. And it doesn't matter from pick 10 on after that point where I'm just like guessing. I'm like, well, is it really worth it or should I look at getting this instead? It's like if I'm at that point of guessing, it's easier just to say, you know what, I'm just going to take this guy.
Yeah.
So let's see. I just missed my pick.
Who'd you want? Jaden Blue?
Yeah, I actually did like Jaden Blue a lot.
Yeah.
But I'll take Helm. I gotta see where Helm went real quick. I was looking at him and I was looking at God damn, what's that wide receiver? TCU guy. I'm trying to think what his name is right now. See,
Savion Williams?
Yeah, Savion Williams. I was gonna take him.
Yeah.
Because that was one I actually enjoy a lot.
Yeah, I loved how they had like halfway through the year they just straight up transitioned him to running back. Like,
hey,
like
you're
good. We need to get you the ball. You're not getting it thrown to you, so we're just going to hand it to you. And he was good. He got like 600 yards and I think 6 touchdowns.
I mean, the kid can play definitely all the way around. Solid player. My team looks horrible now. It started out good, and then I got too involved talking to you, and now my team looks like crap. And I started out looking like a pro, and then ended the last 2 picks looking like a rookie. Like, oh, he just picked based on ADP.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. But which is fine because then maybe we can see some values of other people that are there. But yeah, like Will Howard went one pick before that. He's an interesting quarterback. Jaden Blue picked before that one.
Yeah, I think the market for Will Howard will really go nuts if he ends up with Chip Kelly in Vegas.
But the one that I'm actually surprised who didn't get drafted is Tyler Show so far. And
Who's
like
that?
we're at the last Tyler Show. He's the quarterback out of Louisville.
Okay, can I rant about him for a second, please?
Absolutely. Yep. Take it
Okay.
away.
Tyler Shuck. Okay, 26. He's going to be 27, I think, in September, right? This guy has had 3 major season-ending injuries. He's been in college for like 100 years. He's a talented player, but people were giving Hendon Hooker crap for getting drafted at 24. They were giving Michael Penix crap last year for getting drafted at 24 or something. Like 24, 25,
Yeah.
right? This guy is literally going to be 27 by the time the season rolls around, and nobody cares. I get this year that the quarterback class isn't fantastic. Nobody is calling out his age. It baffles me. Nobody's calling out his age. Nobody's calling out the fact that he's had preseason injuries. Like, yeah, I get they were all different, but that's almost worse. Like, if he injures the same knee 3 times, like, yeah, he's got a bad knee. This guy's got a bad everything. Like, I just don't understand the appeal of Tyler Shuck. Please explain it to me.
So he does a crash test on me because I just saw today that some draft scouts have them as their QB1, and I was just trying to understand why.
I saw that. Yeah, the sleeper update. I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm like trying to understand. That's why I brought it up, because I'm like, well, if people are going to see that, he should be drafted tonight. And seeing that he didn't go through it, I was like, oh, it's Will Howard, Quinn Ewers. It's like, if Ewers actually does something, maybe he gets drafted earlier, and then I don't look as bad. Especially at Gunnar Helm too. Maybe these draft picks will look better in real life, and I'll be like, hey, look at me. I knew something that no one else knew. Thank you, Sleeper, for auto picking.
Yeah. Realistically, Tyler Shuck needs to go to a team that, is just kind of trying to rebuild, trying to figure things out, doesn't have a solid anything, and just throw him out there, see what they got in him. Maybe he can be a starter for a season or 2 while they rebuild. But I don't get the appeal of Tyler Shuck. It drives me nuts why everyone is talking him up so much, because he's 27. He's had 3 major injuries.
One's getting ready to happen again, no matter what you say, right?
Yeah. It just drives me nuts.
It's just an injury waiting to happen. You're like, when's this going to happen? Because it's going to come.
Seriously, is some continuity in fantasy football too much to ask? Like, can we just come on?
Well, speaking of continuity in fantasy football, so I've iterated and I've reiterated and I've said it many times already. Rookie running backs can be drafted quite a bit. But do you remember years past that we all pushed the rookie running back position down and said, like, the wide receiver is a way to go, quarterbacks are a way to go, upside tight ends a way to go. Push running backs down because their value just isn't there. What changes this year's draft compared to any other draft, and why are running backs so high in your opinion?
So 2 reasons. First off, we have recency bias for guys like Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, and then the fact that no running back actually got injured last year, like any of them. They were all healthy all year long, and that kind of reset the running back market just in general. I think I guess that's one giant reason, combined with the fact that this year's wide receiver class isn't fantastic. The tight end class is good, but it's not as good as we all thought it was going to be like in February. Mm-hmm. And the quarterback class isn't fantastic. I think this year we're just grasping for something to really kind of, hold on to about how, something that's awesome in this class, right? Now, next year, I mean, if you're looking ahead, I play a ton of CFF. That's another reason I love Omarion Hampton. He helped me win a couple of CFF championships in years past. If you play CFF, then you're already looking ahead to 26, 27, 28. Like, the depth roughly that's coming, right? And that this year's running back class is going to be the best one for probably 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
So I think we're grasping at it so strongly this year because we're trying to just get as many of these guys as we possibly can. I've got one league where I'm mid-tier team and I've got 4 firsts just from random trades I did. And I'm probably, it's a tight end premium league, and my tight ends are terrible, so I'll probably try to grab a tight end early. But the other 3 picks are going to be running backs. just to get that depth, so I don't really have to worry about it. Hopefully, in the next couple drafts.
So how far do you guys draft out? Like, do you guys draft this like the current freshman class right now coming in
For CFF?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do. So obviously, we have the startup, and then you're drafting anybody who's in college, and then everywhere we do a supplemental where everybody who's still in college plus all the freshmen are available. So, I mean, there were guys, myself included, who had like Arch Manning sitting on their bench, in the year he declared. And those drafts usually don't take place until later in the summer, though, because we got to wait for all the players to get added to fan tracks. Speaking of Sleeper, if you see this, please add CFF to the Sleeper app.
They will see this because I always tag them in it.
Okay, perfect. Good. They're going to add it now. You're welcome, everybody. But yeah, no, I mean, I think just recently, we've had a lot of, rookie running backs come out and do some great things. We've also had a lot come out and, lay some goose eggs, obviously. But we don't remember the goose eggs. We only remember Jahmyr Gibbs absolutely destroying everybody in the second half of his rookie season.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think it's just a combination of that and then us just wanting something to grab onto in this class because the class as a whole isn't stellar,
No, this is a bad class when it comes to drafting outside of running backs. So if you're definitely like a running back needy team, this looks like a good draft as of right now. We'll find out come Thursday. We have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll see how everyone's drafts shape up because I guarantee you a lot of people are going to be disappointed at the same time. Just because, like we are every year, we feel like, oh, yeah, this is going to happen. This guy's going to go here. And then they put another player there, and you're like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, yeah. My Tyler Algier shares were just sobbing after the Bijan draft.
It's like, it doesn't matter, man. It's just like, someone's team's going to get messed up. PFF was a fun one to use because a lot of people are like, oh, man, like there's no way this is going to happen. But never say never. And that's how I feel with all of these mock drafts we always see out there.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I mean, take last year as a perfect example of how things can just go completely off the rails very early, right? The draft went pretty as we expected up until pick 8, right? Then the Falcons grab Penix, and everybody's just like, well, there goes a draft board out the window, right? Like the Vikings trade up 1 pick to grab J.J. McCarthy. Bo Nix goes at 12. And then it leaves the Raiders take in Bowers, which worked out phenomenally for them, But like it's just everybody, it's like Mike Tyson, right? That famous quote: "Everybody's got a plan till they get hit in the face."
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is one person getting hit in the face in the NFL draft, and everybody's plan goes out the window. So,
and I was at that draft last year, and a lot of people were pissed off when Brock Bowers got drafted.
I bet they wanted a quarterback, But you know what? Now they got Tom Brady, they got Pete Carroll, they got Geno Smith, they got Brock Bowers. According to this, they're getting Ted McMillan. I mean,
it's a good start. Yeah, I like it. All right, Jake, let's bust out of here, man. It's great having you on. Definitely have to get you on again some other time.
Yeah.
And greatly appreciate you coming on here, doing this mock draft with me, watching me screw up while you guys all knocked it out of the park.
My pleasure. Always happy to help distract you.
All right, man. Good luck to everyone on Thursday. I'm looking so forward to it, man. Have a good one.
You guys too. Take care.